Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to the Foolsopolis here in City Skylines. Well, today we're hoping to do a ton of expansions. There's a bunch of stuff that I do want to get in, but we're about to reach a milestone this episode, hopefully. We are going to surpass 100,000 citizens in the city. This is a great monument. It is actually almost 10% of the way to 1 million. If we ever will reach 1 million, that is the question on everybody's lips. But guys, welcome back to another episode. If you are enjoying the series, want to see more, then make sure you smash the like button down below. If you are new here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. Now, we are back. Last episode, we did a lot of work. We got our airport in, which is slightly just completely out the way right now, which is good. It has decent transportation links. There's two metro lines which currently kind of connect. One goes right through to the center. The other one goes around the Recon, which will eventually connect up to other areas here, there, and everywhere. It's just kind of, at the minute, these placeholder lines until we eventually start building around this section. But we got a decent subway connection, metro lines, highway connections, all good too. So it's pretty good. Things are rocking and rolling. Now today, there's a bunch of stuff I want to get in. First things first, I want to add a university into the region. I want to make sure that we slowly start to educate or highly educate the people, giving them degrees, which will go on to spark and fund more industrial growth, which will lead on to more commercial growth, and then full cycle into residential growth. I also want to get in a few more parks as well, dotted around, so, you know, these guys in this huge metropolis that we are building have plenty of leisure facilities. And I also want to take a look at extending the metro line again. Even though we just extended it last episode, I want to continue it because I got a few little ideas on how we can add a few little tweaks and changes. And hopefully ease the burden of what we currently got on the go and get more people using public transport too. Now, where am I going to be placing the university? We'll start with the university first, and I've kind of picked this little section here. Literally, right, if I take, for example, this road, the 4-lane road coming all the way down. So I've had to bring it to there because I don't know how it's going to kind of progress under here. But this coming down here, going across, and this side of the highway, that whole section there is going to be our university campus. Now, reasons for it being, one, I can utilize another metro stop. It has the tram stops. It's near, well, it's in between two of the highway connections there, which will eventually have another one over here anyway. So it's well situated for good transport links, but also I want to try and incorporate another type of metro line. It's going to run up this way and kind of go that direction or connect over there or something like that, or even up to there too. So I want to try and get the city as interconnected as possible. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that for now. It's going to be interesting. So we got a lot of work to do. Now we do have this road up here as well, by the way. That also contains the 4-lane road, which again probably at some point will be turned into a roundabout. Now if I ran this down as far as I pretty much can at the minute, it would be nice if these connected. Now the thing is, that's going to connect and create a little on and off ramp section. But by looking at it, is it too close to the junction split in here, which would cause traffic, which we've kind of seen a little bit of that happen here. Is that going to be an issue? It probably will in the future. Is that 10 away? It is. So what if I came 20 away? Right, and if I delete there, and let's say that this road eventually bent down, and then we create the connection there, giving us plenty of room. That probably would be a good idea, unless I do another set of 20. So that should be 20 there, right? Yeah. If I do another set of 20, and then on this side, I'm going to make sure that I've got the right connection in general. So if I add you there, delete you, you're 10 away. You are technically 7. So 3, which make it a 10. So if I went up by, let's just go up by 20. So that should be a 10 as well. Yeah, okay, we've got the space in there for our connection. So I would want these guys to connect up. So if I went down by another 20, let's say there was like a roundabout there, or let's do another 10 to be on the safe side. So that becomes a complete 50 up. If I went all the way across, and let's say I brought this all the way down, and that would connect here. Now, I think it will be kind of ideal and pretty decent as well if this kind of connected. Because maybe at some point there'll be like a roundabout there as well. Right, what I'm trying to do is to make it go by 20. Just here. And then if I delete back by about there, and then use our little connection tool. So it's very long-winded, but it's going to be quite a cool little setup, this will be. So if I go big on the bends, right, bring this right down. So we're utilizing the whole bend at this point. So it gives us the ability to kind of create these quick cut-through connections. I could drop a roundabout there. I could drop a roundabout here. If I quickly run back with that to here, and then created our little connection happening here as well. So we go up as much as we can, which is going to be there, which lead us all down. And you can see how the connections are now going to work. So they're the main drags of road. We're going to have like roads cutting across and through anyway. But that allows us to kind of have these lower ground through roads, and then if you need to, jump on the highway to kind of get to places a whole lot quicker. So that kind of works out on that front. Now, this area here is where we're going to pretty much have the entrance to our university. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a metro stop here. I want a good interchange for transport, and that does include buses as well. So I'm thinking about implementing down here the one that's got the metro hub, which points in 2 directions. So if I brought this slightly up a bit more, so let's say the university doesn't come all the way down, for example. Let's say 35, 30 cut down. Let's say so much of it is incorporated with just the normal designated zoning, like that. So it will allow me to kind of pump along, because I don't want it too close to this, but if I kept going slightly, and would you say that's a slight straight section here? Which is, if I can almost get it snapped on, that's a 10, right? But one more, because obviously we want the 11 mark. Or do I just kind of follow the whole distance? All right, that is an 11, but it runs almost... Oh, hold on. Let me do it this way round. So that there should be the 11 mark. That there is the 10. So if I was to create a connection to there and to there, and went big, so that's where it would take place. That kind of follows it around. Very nice. Right, I didn't expect this to kind of work or happen like this, but this is definitely interesting. Right, let's just kind of go with this. Alright, there we go. So that all kind of bends round very, very nicely. Weirdly, it does. And then what it allows you to do then is I could drop here, for example, the little, my bus depot station, okay? So if I drop that, would it be better there? Would it be better? It would be better here, wouldn't it? Like that, for example. And it becomes kind of integrated or close to the entry point to the actual university itself. And it also allows you to integrate just more generic buildings around. So if I then, I mean, it's not really going to work out at this point, but that's another 10. And then, right, if I just come up by a 20, can I get that perfect snap on? It gets a little bit hard to do because there's so many different nodes and alignments. You don't know what you're trying to align to at this point. Where is the snap? Because it's actually getting caught on that one. And I don't think we're going to get it that much. No. No. Okay, well, we're just going to go for this generic one here. Come out by 10. Now, I'm asking for a lot for this bend. But I'm putting Jesus at the wheel at this one. Right, keep going. Right, there. So again, I'm just testing things. I'm just testing the waters. That continues round. And it gives us this whole little section right now to kind of build upon with our public transport. Now, it does get difficult in a sense that I can't integrate anything around this area. Well, I could. There's nothing stopping me. That's a 10 as well. Do you know what? I can do it. I can anarchy it, and then I can delete the bit that obviously doesn't, that goes for the building basically. All right, bringing that down. So at least I still get to keep my alignments. So delete you to there, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of, is there some type of 9 by 10, 10 by 10 bend? 10 by 12, 9. It gets very difficult to do, doesn't it? There's so much snapping going on that you can never get it perfect. There, oh, 9 by 9. All right, put you back on. It's so long-winded just for this one little section. And there's still road kind of connected in. Now, does it actually work there? Do you know what? I'm kind of not liking it being here, to be honest with you. Let's just not beat around the bush. I'm not liking it being there, so I'm just going to go, you know what, to hell with it. We'll get you and you connected. Push it up as much as we can. Keep it going. When is it going to not work anymore? There we go. And then we're back to normal. We're back to normal. But yeah, it gives me all of that. And this itself can actually squeeze into here. So I think I might pull it kind of there. And it should still work. It should still work. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? I do kind of like it, weirdly. But hey ho, let's build the university. So the main entrance to the university will probably be around here, to be honest with you. So let's count how many we've got right now. We can go all the way down here by 90. So you're looking here, going up by 10, and there being the center point. So we'll bring these kind of like double roads up, and we'll do it with trees. It's going to be a little bit different. So we'll bring it up as well. And then we'll create our little 5 by 5 bends. And hopefully we can stick down on this then. The university main building, the main campus building. So if I drop it there, and I should be able to with the move it tool. Doesn't like doing this at times. Oh, spin. You're trying to get it aligned correctly. About there becomes the main building. Is that like dead centered? I feel like it needs to be pushed over a little bit. Right, there we go. And it now begins, boys. It now begins. So I've got that in there for the metro line, which we'll get it all connected up in just a moment. But we're now going to slowly start getting the whole campus area all up and running. So it's a fairly big area, so we get to work with quite a lot of it. So we'll go quite big. And I'll just push it quickly and roughly around that area. There we go. So what I'll do first then is I'll place down all the larger buildings. We'll place down all the larger buildings to begin with, and that will allow us then to see what space is left over for all the smaller buildings that kind of come around it. So if I kind of, also, do you know what I should do first is actually get one of the statues. This is the academic statue 1, or the fountain. Let's just go for the fountain, because it'll allow me then to understand where I can place down a road connecting here. Right. And then I can kind of push this down. We'll push it down by 25. This one we'll push by 20. No, actually not 20. We'll do it by 15. So I'll do another 5. Is that a 5? We'll never know. That's a 6. Should try that one again. 5. And then I'll do a 5 by 5 bend. And then kind of push this road up in that direction. So we'll have some road going generically through the campus. And then we'll do a lot of it via path as well. So I'm hoping these kind of front areas was where we put down some of the larger buildings. So university then. We've got to do one of the sports buildings too. But look at the size of these buildings right now. Holy smokes, are those huge. So if I drop this big boy right there, we have, let me turn the anarchy off as well, the School of Medicine building I can drop down. And then we also have, this one is the School of Law. So fairly big buildings, to be honest with you, aren't they? I feel like one would go perfectly here, but connected to a road on the opposite side. So if I deleted this back a little bit more, I'm going to have to anarchy this, unfortunately. Come down to there. Run that by a 10 by 10. And then that building or this building? Oh, this building's perfect. So it's like right on the edge, right? It's all integrated around, but it's actually to get to it, you have to be within the campus. Now we can do a little path connecting there so people can walk in. Ooh, this is good. This is real good right now. So it's just this building here, which I think I'll just drop here. Like that. Oh, it looks so built up, doesn't it? It looks so built up. I'm actually really liking it. So that will go there then. That is pretty much all good to go. Now, what sports arena should we go for? I always kind of default to the American football stadium just because of how big and vast it kind of looks. And how daunting it kind of is. I feel like it should be down in this area. In reality. That's what I feel it should be. Now, if I push this road, go in. Let's just say it went in a straight line, for example. Where could said building go? So that could go around here. But you kind of want it off that road in a way, because it allows us to filter the traffic a bit better. So let's say I had a road connecting there. Now also, is that 11 away? Yeah. So if I brought this up and let's say we followed the motion of 41, so that's already 10. So that 30 there would be the cut in there. That 40 there would be the cut in there. This next 40 would be the cut in there. So in reality, this road here wouldn't be too far off going to where it needs to go to. Right, but obviously, when it comes down to the angles, we are slightly off. Right, stop going there. I want you to go here. Right, okay, I can't get it fully, but if I go by a 9, what I'll do is that I'll delete you back. Right, and right, let me just bring it through first, because it's going to be so awkward if I do it this way. Bring you like that. A 10. But obviously delete you. And I kind of want this. So I want that one. Does that give me much space there? See, even this is not going to work for me. So I know that's a 10 back here. So that space, it doesn't give me any spacing to kind of pull it out there. So I want that kind of bending down to connect to like this road, for example. So I'm pushing this back. And I want this to kind of maybe be the main through road. So delete that by there. And what I'll do, I'll just get the connection up and running for it right now. So there, we'll go big. Like that. So, and then this will kind of turn off, but we'll get this kind of turning in too. So delete him back. There to there. So we'll go big on this. I don't think I need to go that big, did I? Like that. And then it will allow us to get rid of you. To run on this with a nice little 20 mark. And then we'll kind of cut off somewhere. Alright, a 4. That's a 3. 4 by 4, slight bend. Bringing us in. And then, where does that match up to? A 6. That's an 8. 6 by 6. Cutting straight in. So we've got the main Dragon Road coming through, but you have the little cut off there. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. Because I wanted it up here, didn't I? Right, do you know what? Not even I'm enjoying building this right now. This is kind of weird. This is a completely weird setup in general. So if I just come up by, say, 15 and go across to there, that's roughly where I want it, isn't it? So if I dropped you there just for now, I can delete all this, but at least I know where the road is going to go. So delete you back just here, and we'll try and create something. So I go by an 8. 6 by 6 on the bend, so that can kind of run up the side just here. So even though they are quite close, that there is your 20. Bring you out by your 10, which is up by 15. So if I do a 10 by 10 bend, and then we've got this kind of approach in. I could try and borderline build a car park underneath the highway right now to utilize that dead space. But for now, that is where we'll throw it in. That's where we'll kind of throw it all in. So we got the sports stadium down. Now let's start getting all the other stuff in next then. So we go right to the start. So we first start then with the dormitory. So to be honest with you, we might have to start with the path. So while I got the path in my head, get you connected down here. So a dormitory then, if I kind of started with the path coming off, well, the paths are going to connect up no matter what. A dormitory building itself, can I get two like this? Yeah, and then get another one there, and then get that one there. It should allow me then to, because I should have enough space, which I do. So that's a 7. So if I go by a 14, I should be pushing quite close on to backing up the dormitories on this side, which again gives me plenty of space to work with. There we go. There we go. So we've got a nice couple of sets of dormitories running down that one side just there. Probably is a lot, but we'll go with it. And this here is a complete and utter 17. So it's quite hard to do a middle point. But if I come by a 20 there, that becomes then a 8 by 8 leading up to the center. So it all blends together in a weird way. It really does. So we can have the study hall, which will place the study hall. Let me kind of go for the smaller buildings here maybe. Is that the graduation place? No, that's the futsal club, isn't it? The gymnasium I could have just on the corner. Outdoor study. Fairly large, this. Alright, we'll go with some more walkways right now. So we'll bring that directly to over here. It's not fully lined up correctly. And which is actually... Oh, no. Which is actually quite difficult to do, believe it or not. Right, I'm going to go here and say that's as close... that's as close as I'm going to get it. That's the best way I can pull it, isn't it? So today is a 5. So I do a 5 by 5 bend. And it's all flowing through to the roads. We're kind of getting somewhere. So I run you up to a certain extent. And let's go through this again then. So we got the study hall, which I'll place just there. We got the groundskeeping building, which I could squeeze in. Do you know what? Here, yeah, it's kind of fine. We've got then the futsal club, which I can squeeze just there. The large outdoor study area. So we'll get this in. Do you know, I'll get it just here. Be a nice kind of little area as you're approaching. We should be able to get a few more little walkways. If it will allow us. No, I don't think it will, to be honest with you. But they can walk around anyway, which is fine. Then we've got the gymnasium, which we did get the gymnasium in. We've got the cafeteria building, which I'll squeeze in. Do you know what? It could go here. That's not a problem with it going there. We got the library, which is quite a grand building. we'll kind of create some more paths right now. So bringing this out, I bring it out by 20. And if I run that kind of directly up, as if you can connect to it. And if I brought that out to here, is it possible to use that connection tool for this type of path as well? Believe it or not, yes you can. So that will work out wonders for us. So we got to the library, didn't we? Which I'm going to place just there. We've then got the math club building, which again is fairly small. So we'll squeeze... Oh, do you know what? I forgot to sort this side out with the path as well. So let's say I come off just here anyway. So that is a full 18. So that might... Is that going to be a 5 by 5? Right, we'll just go for that bend anyway. Run that directly up. Another 5 by 5 bend happening here. Ish, a little bit. And now I run that directly up to there. So you've got all these little connections running through right now. So where did I get to again? The math club. That's where I'm up to, isn't it? Yeah, I can squeeze the math club just there. This is where they do all the graduations. So I could throw this. Do you know what? To be honest with you, I could throw it just here. We've got then the academic statue, which would be good in that little gap there. The auditorium. To be honest with you, the auditorium could be like a decent building being thrown in behind there. So if I kind of create that with a little walkway, the auditorium can be squeezed just there. We've got the laboratories right now, fairly decent sized building, squeezed in there. We've got then the bookstore, which I'll get running just close to the stadium. We have then the media lab, which I'll get on this side. Let's say just there to run almost parallel with the highway. And then we've got the chess club as well, which is a smaller building. Just here. And then of course we've got the second academic statue, which I'll place opposite the fountain on the entry point. So we've got literally a bit of every building. A couple of dormitories right now to really up the student capacity, which already, the student capacity is 7,700, and we're taking in 3,000 students. So that's pretty good. I'm hoping we can kind of create these little transport lines right now to really aid and boost the ability for people to connect to it. Now, it does look a little bit weak at the minute. I'm going to add a few more little bits and bobs in. I might add a little bit of water in, but definitely going to add a bunch of trees and stuff in. So that all works wonderful then. I mean, what would not go too bad would maybe doing a couple of crossings. So if I did one there, do one up here, do a crossing there. So drop a lot of crossings on the roads anyway. I mean, they're going to cross there and walk in either way, so I don't feel like I would put one there. Unless I had one down there and had that connecting, which I think will be a good idea. So try and create somewhat of a bend. Not bad. It's quite a large looking campus, isn't it? I'm quite happy with that. So we do need to get then transportation connected to it. Very important. At the minute, it's just going to be inner city buses or whatnot. If they do go there, I don't know if they do. But first things first, I'm going to quickly pause. And I'm going to delete quite a large chunk of this line. And I want to then connect this to it. So if I bend down to there, bend in, connect like that. Now this itself, I could just literally kill off a large chunk of that there. Run this straight down. I know it's not really parallel. And run that like that. Like that. So once it updates the alignment, I'll then add 2 stops here. And this one pumping up I could pretty much have it go in two ways. I could run it up and take it into one of these, which is probably what I'm going to do, because it will allow me to have like another stop around here. Unless I had another crisscross happen there. Will I be having too many crisscrosses at this point? That's my fear. That's going to be my fear at that moment. So this is above, isn't it? So I ain't got to worry about all the stopping and starting. If I fast forward them, so the other side of the train track will kind of connect in. Alright, today, please. I'm waiting. I'm playing the waiting game, boys. There we go. And that stops there. So both sides of the train tracks now all sorted. So not only we got the tram line, we also have the metro that connects to the university, which is going to really kind of then aid people to be able to get here and to and from and all that. We'll give some dissertations right now, so hopefully we can level up the campus and whatnot. So that's all good. Where it all ends and all that kind of stuff, we'll figure out at some point in the future. But what I now want to take a look at then is more metro connections. Now, this here, I want to replace this, because we're not using it apart from inner city buses coming in. I want to replace this, which is a shame really, because inner city buses are coming in and are using it. I want to replace it with this, the one that's got the metro line. Now, there's two very, very good reasons for this, okay? Now, you know we've been having a little bit of trouble with trains clogging up this, waiting to go in from the metro. You know the loop that goes this way? That comes down there, cuts through it, and then goes up. Instead of making it go up here, what if I made it go through this here? Because then if they wanted to get into another line there, they just have to kind of get out of the building and then run over to the... It's literally right next door. But it allows me to kind of keep one loop off it, which will be a big help. Keeping all this underground, so then these buildings around here don't have to kind of go through the torment of the noise. But then we have another metro line that could then go down this way. If I had another little stop at crisscrossed here at some point, it could cut in and go that way. It could cut down to there. It could even cut in to go towards our campus area too. More connections available. It makes this area a bit more connected too. It's definitely an interesting point to go through. And I think it might be a better option for us, if I'm truly honest with you. So, if I first get out of underground mode, is my first option. Which is quite a shame, really, because I did like these little overpasses. But it now means I get to utilise the connections a bit better, because then they stay all underground. That's good then as well, isn't it? And I can get something around here too, maybe. So, if then I pretty much want to pull something in that direction. So I'm going for a 10 by 10-ish bend. And they would be hitting up on there. So if I came to here, brought this a bit further down, and got these connected. And then if I do the exact same thing running down here, so I'll bring it to about there, 16 by 16-ish, and there we go. So that connects up like that, so it takes the heat off us slightly. It's just I then have to try and figure out that line, and that's the problem. That's the problem that we then have. Because it kind of can't go to where I need it to now go to. It just doesn't work like that. So, am I able to grab... Okay, them stops right now no longer work. So obviously that one would... Oh, if I cancel that stop. Can't even get to it. What's going on? I can't cancel it. What's going on? What is the line anyway? I think it's best if I just cancel the line. Would it be line 1? Was it the first one I ever added in? Yes, it is. So if I delete the line, and then we'll redo it. So we'll go from there up to here, which will then go to here, through to there, down to here, and then pretty much head back. Now, until we turn this into a loop, we do have some big issues with that. And end there. Sweet, bait, sweet. Now, it means I can maybe disperse some of these lines a bit better. So I can move that stop on that side. It'd also be easy if I could maybe see the differences between the colours of lines. This Metro Line 7. Oh, I must have added in an extra line in accident. So you're coming in that way. If I dragged you over to there. So I'm splitting them up there. I've got 2 lines passing through this. And each of the lines use different platforms. So that makes things a whole lot easier for us anyway. When it comes to working around with this. So yeah, we're going to see a lot more movement now coming out of this. It'd probably be a lot of foot traffic. If it is, I can kind of get rid of the crossing there and create my own little crossing over. You might even walk through the park and cause more money being made too. So that'll be interesting. But the whole purpose of this... Oh, do we need more water? What's going on with the water? Water availability is like super duper high. That's heating. Oh, are they looking a little bit low? Ooh, so even though the water availability is super high, they're not pumping out as quick as we would kind of hope for. Okay. So we need to aid more water flowing. To be honest with you, I don't think this is like a decent solution. I really don't think that. But for now, what I could do is just add in a few additionals. Sewage treatment. So we'll go eco-friendly because, you know, we're eco-warriors. Is that enough to work? Will it be classed as connected? So that'll pump a little bit more in, but it's not obviously going to give us the initial demands that we want. But it's all working anyway. So I'll pump a little bit more sewage in. So where's the water source here then? It's just there. I don't think this is a good system. I mean, this is not too shabby. To be honest, I feel like I shouldn't have built that. I should have moved it somewhere else. So that will produce or kind of drop in now more sewage than before, which will slowly start to rise that up. Pumping more water out. So I suppose we'll just give it a little bit of time. Yo, I've only just looked down and realised 114,000 residents. Where have all they come from? I haven't even done anything yet. Boys. But how is the pedestrian side of this looking right now in terms of this? Okay, not too bad. So I want to utilise it going down in this direction. So I'm going to ignore the water for just a minute. I feel like I need a big stacked, you know, metro stop like that here. So I can pump down in that direction. Link this directly into there. Going in this direction as well. Multiple lines. It's shocking because I feel like now that I've built one, I'm becoming quite familiar with this junction in general, which is probably not a good idea. So, right, one going that way, or do I have it going this way? No, I feel like we'll have it going that way. Am I getting too familiar with these right now? They're going to be all throughout the city, aren't they, at this point? Right, is that bringing more water in? I feel like the answer's no. The answer is definitely no. So I'll get a few more in. We originally had quite a few, but it really kind of overflowed the area. Let's see if that can uphold it and bring more in. I mean, what I should do really in reality is just add another one of these down. I'm just going to throw it there just for the sake of it. And what's really annoying is you kind of have to get it connected to a water pipe, even though it doesn't need to be connected to a water pipe, so I've got the mod. But add that in. That will suck up water. And will that kind of solve a lot of my water issue? It will, but that is not, obviously that is not working. So I've got to go back and fix that at some point. Right, okay. So let's get these metro lines connected then. So what I'll do then is we will have, let's go tunnel mode. This one then obviously coming down through the park area. And where does it find the snap? I don't know how soon it does find it. But I'll bring this one a little bit further out. Like that. So that will come down to here, connect into there. And I'll make it then go and connect up to here. So that will kind of just cut through. But then if I have a connection coming out of here that way, which then comes down to... Would it go this way? I mean, I suppose it could, which will then push up in that direction. I'm making this get connected to 1, 2, 3 main interchange hubs, which are connected to other areas, which bring people to and from in all different locations and whatnot, to be connected. So it's not a case of making direct routes. It's just making sure that everyone can get connected to pretty much anywhere they want to be. So if I run that down to here, and then slightly turn it in, we have a simple back and forth that we can currently use until I can turn it into a loop. And then we'll get coming off here. That directly into there. Or would it be best to... No, we'll take it into there. Because if I was to go across that way, I can then bring this one going out that way. So many lines. It's unreal. But I'm trying to make everything so connected as I possibly can. That's what I'm trying to do. It's what I'm trying to do right now. Do I make it go into one of these? Or do I kind of keep it into that one and then push that to end here? Probably be the better option. Which does mean kind of passing through this. Which is a big no-no, but... what are you going to do about it? Alright, there we go. So it looks completely chaotic. It really does. But there's good intentions behind it and a very, very organized system. So we've got all this going through then. So we're going to initially have then this one. That passes down to here, stops there. Which comes down to here and literally stops there and then pretty much heads back. That's really all it's kind of doing. But most importantly, having that now keeps the lines off this junction, of this train station here, which reduces the amount of trains coming in, so people can get to and from a whole lot easier. Creates a little connection there, which is easy and accessible to jump on to the tram line, but also gives this area the availability for a metro line. But by coming through here and then having a connection from there to there and back again, I'm getting these two on two big loops connected to this along over there as well, all the way down to the campus. So I'm trying to make it as accessible as I possibly can. Whether or not that's going to work is a completely different story altogether. So if I pick then you to go back up to there, to here, and back again, and just kind of end there and complete that line. So we're kind of very, very graciously connected. Not bad. So would I push this? I mean, I won't use all these connections, but would I push this to go further up and diagonal up there? I don't know. Will I push this down? Probably not. I just like the idea of it being, you know, stagnant, how it kind of looks. So that's going to be interesting. There's already people on the way to using it right now. Right outside the hospital too, so good transportation connections if you're ill, mate. But the University of campus of Foolsopolis has now a lot of connectivity to get to and from it, which is going to be interesting. A lot of people coming out of this, so 220 people already using it. Not bad. Not bad right now. How many people are using this then, seeing as a big crossover? Does it cause a lot of issues with people walking? I mean, you got that there going on. I suppose it is what it is. But it's a slight improvement, isn't it? I've just got so many people moving in still that traffic is going to be an issue anyway. But this is pretty good, man. So what's education levels like now at this moment in time? Elementary. Oh, wow. The eligibility for elementary has gone through the roof. And that is mainly down to the fact that I've added in, you know, nearly 20,000 extra residents in this episode alone. Okay. High school, we're going to be feeling the same. University, it's kind of the same. It is what it is. I got to pump that up a bit more, but I can do that with building other campuses. So if I get down the elementary school route anyway, let me get rid of this. Because if I do it like this, I can then play around with it. So this is also the elementary community school. That one does a 300 capacity. This is a university. What's this one here? This is that's classed as a high school, 800 students. These do 1,000 at a time. So I can have like a different kind of style of school altogether. So if I go for this community school then. Now if I drop one there and then drop one here. So that gives me a 500 capacity just for this little section there alone. If I do the same like here then, so if I drop one there, another community school just there. So a couple of community schools in the underdeveloped areas. We could probably do some around here too. So if I kind of get it towards the edges. So we've got another one there. Let's throw one over here. There we go. So it's not even touching the eligibility, really, is it? It's not even touching it right now. But with the creative arts right now, this will be done for the high schoolers, because we need some around this area too. So if I drop you in just there, if I get another one just there, if I squeeze another one in, let's say just here, that kind of pushes up there, but again, we still need more and more and more. So I'll squeeze one in just there then. So again, nowhere near the demands that I do have. What are all these here? This is another elementary school that holds 200. A university. That's a high school as well that holds 1,000. A community high school. Let's get that kind of near the university side of it then. That'll be a good little place for you. We've got these libraries for university. Public library as well. Ooh, that's something I never really play around with, is all that. But so much education being thrown in us. Again, we're still nowhere near the demands. I completely understand that. We'll eventually get more and more in. Right, a lot of people right now are claiming that they are citizens are sick. Drinking water pollution. Oh, okay. That's what it is. So now we've got more and more in. That was really weird how I did this before. And the levels dropped. And then I had to get them back in again. And now the levels are okay. Yikes. So stop producing as much into this. So I'm killing off my residents right now, which wouldn't be a bad thing at this moment. No, that's terrible. That's terrible, Sediak. Just to kind of get some control underway. But while they're doing what they're doing anyway, I do need to build an additional city park or two. Now, what I'm going to do is, what I think will be quite a cool little feature for this area anyway, if I get this road from here, And I can bring this down by... Okay, we'll bring it down by 10. And then we'll go up by 10 on a 12 marker. We'll go across here by 20. Go down by 10 on a 12 marker again. And then 10. And we created this big boy crossing right now. And if I did the same here then, so 10 up by 10 on a 12 marker. Why is it not going up? There we go. Across by 20. 12 marker down. And then down by 10. Reason for that is, I think it would be pretty good to build a little city park with the canal running through the middle within this little square. So whatever we build over here and that there can be easily accessible and crossed through by a little city park. Adds it on this little edge too. So I know a lot of people are sick, but I've kind of reduced those demands. So hopefully it kind of settles down a little bit and people are going to be okay. I should have really checked out the pollution. So drinking water is 5%. It is kind of slowly pushing down, but it's because this was overloaded so much and too much water was kind of seeping through, which was not good. Which was definitely not good. But maybe I get rid of these two on the end. There we go. I gotta delete that, man. It's not... I don't like it anymore. So if I did it like that then... And what I can do as well is I could utilize... If I came out by... Right, if I come out by 7 there... Come out by 7 there. And if I just build like a nice little car park... It's going straight across here. People can park in and then just go for a nice little walk or something like that, which I think would be pretty cool. That wouldn't be too shabby, would it? Definitely wouldn't be too shabby. Now, I need to get the car parking stuff added in real quick. So, bam, 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 bam. How far can I take this almost? We'll roll with that. So nice car park in right now. We'll have like a bunch of little overpasses. Should I create the actual like the same car park on this side? I mean, I could go directly over. Let me just figure this out real quick. So that goes directly over now. And then the car park inside. Should be like that. We should have a 2 gap, which we do. Not bad. So I'll have to raise this in the middle. Well, do I have to actually passing as the road? You know what? No, because I want to encourage them to walk, because they got these passings anyway. I would like to encourage them to walk around this little section, which will be good, wouldn't it? So another little city park, then we get the main gate, which it can't be how it normally is. So maybe I drop the main gate like here. Put it there, and then we got these beautiful little side gates. So not in the park area. Oh, yeah. Let me push the park area out. There we go. Nice. So a little side gate we'll have there. If I quickly pause. There. Again, we'll have one in the center, roughly. Have one either end of the car park. Very good. Same again there and there. At the very end here. Very end there. And then somewhat in the... Actually, to do it somewhat in the middle, I kind of bring these directly across. So If I bring that out. Bring that out. Because we have to kind of make them go over the top. Bring these down. There we go with that side. And then... So they're not going to be perfectly identical on that one side, which is a shame, really. Right, if I delete back by one, delete back by one, because you're going to have to now bridge these up and over. So if I come right to the edge, raise it up by 10, so it becomes a 10 by 10. Bam. Which then make us a 10 by 10 going down. Bam, and that then tells us where I need that connection to go. So do the same here, then it should be a 10 all the way. Okay, maybe not so much there, but we get the gist of it. Straight in. Little side gate. Bam, there we go. Now, of course, we want to give them the ability, so I do a 15, to just enjoy the park for its natural beauty. So if I do it like this, so... What was that distance there? 15. I mean, 15's up there, so one side is definitely bigger than the other. That's why my spacings are being all thrown off, aren't they? Interesting. But it does create some interesting feats right now, doesn't it? So we'll go up to you. Up to you just there. Get these all connected. And then like smack bang in the middle. I think if I did maybe a connection here. But then that little middle node. If I definitely raise it up. There we go. Shamazing, boys. Absolutely shamazing. Is that really not going to play ball with me? What? Right, I'm going to have to do it like that. Awkwardly. I'll do all them raised as well. Make them all feel like they're a part of it. Right, okay, not too bad then. So we'll start getting then all the generic stuff in to kind of erase all, you know, the ratings of this area. So I'll try and place them all in like randomish locations. I'll try and get 4 of every item. Which I don't think will be too shabby. Over there and there. You can go here, the big chessboards. Ooh, those little piers. They wouldn't. I mean, they. Yeah, no. Yes and no for them. They're a bit awkward. And then these little gazebos. So I'm going to dot these around in some of the areas we haven't really placed anything in. And I want to do the other variation real quick of the green one. Right, sweet. So without doing any trees just yet, like we've done over there, I can live with that. I can borderline live with that. So let me get the Foolsopolis brush. Size up. Get that going all the way around. which will be very nice once it's all fully grown, like how that park is over there. We fill in the university campus right now. With all of this. Very good. Very nice. Very good. Very nice. And maybe I should take the death care a little bit seriously with this drinking water. Zodiac, what has he done? What has he done, the damn fool? So, drinking water pollution is now at 3%. So it has reduced. It has reduced, but not enough. So that should clean up a bit more, but I'm going to delete that, guys. I'm going to low-key delete all that. There's no ifs or buts about it. I'm going to delete it. Okay. This looks phenomenal, to say the least. This whole area here. Do need more through roads. Do you reckon we should create a road then connecting down to this? Because I do need to free up a few more little areas and whatnot. There is so much traffic leading around here. It probably would be a good... Do you know what I can do, actually? They probably won't use it. But if I brought this out to here... Just get a couple of these roads going straight down. Like I said, they probably won't use it. But it gives them the option, doesn't it? To maybe get over here if they want to. I mean, there's already one vehicle using it right now. As opposed to keeping off that main drag. But I do need to connect this further up and have a little connection here for the highway so they stop using that one. And get straight onto the highway. But there is so much death. I'm not surprised. We've got coronavirus in the city. From all that delicious drinking water. I gotta move all this. I am completely and well aware that I've got to move it all. So don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. Right then, so this park then, up the ticket price. Now this won't be used to its full potential, full maximum. Until we get more stuff over on this side. But it's there anyway to kind of keep us going. And it has the canal running through the middle, which is going to be pretty interesting as well. That itself will be pretty interesting. I'll wait for everyone to finish. Guys, can you stop dying, please? We'll greatly appreciate it. 2,500 people here right now. But this is good additional improvements. He says there's so much death. So much death, Zodiac. I do need more hospitals, so maybe I'm going to drop in another hospital or two in. So we've got one there. Definitely need one over here right now. So I think it would be kind of cool to have a hospital near this park. And I think I'm going to drop it in just there, where there's a bit of a dead spot. Which I could plant down some trees. So any little dead areas like that, we should really be thinking about planting some trees, shouldn't we? That is what your boy should be up to. Same over here. Trees, mate. All the trees. We want greenery. We need greenery. Greenery is good. Greenery is good. Any more greenery that I can have? Now we'll keep it like that for now. So more hospital, or another hospital down anyway. And the only reason we got so many sick patients is because they are drinking all that terrible drinking water. Which I should have knew that was going to be the thing. I should have just built a proper filtration system from the get-go. But is there more sick citizens happening now? Is there just more and more? Is that number increasing or is it coming down? That's the most important value that we got to take from this. So it is actually coming down. It is actually coming down. It's just got a huge backlog to kind of go through. So I think we can turn this around. We've kind of sorted it out somewhat. But yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby, boys. But I feel like I need to let this city run for about 20 minutes at this point, once everyone's healthy again, just so we can kind of get the balance. Because I have pretty much borderline added in an extra 20,000 people, so that's going to bring its own problems before we kind of rebalance everything. But it's looking good, very good. New university in, new little park in, which will become a nice little focal center point. A lot of brand new lines as well. So that's already using 300 people, considering that's a little crisscross. But that's probably only being used for people to switch to the different, different lines in general, aren't they? Right, can this run? Oh, so close. We came so close, yet so far. So I think this area in general is going to be a bit different to the normal areas. So, cutting this across. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I knew that was going to be off-centered from the get-go. I mean, what does a road... Oh, no, it wouldn't even work. Wouldn't even work, my dude. But if I come out by 5 there... Come out by 5 there... And instead, we create a connection between these two. Form an alliance. For the greater good. There we go. Something a little bit different, right? That's one way to get the alignments up and running. So not bad. I feel like we'd have to kind of slightly change the approach here. Or is them coming in here to go round and down? Okay. No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't need to do it like that. Just kind of continue the momentum. So that's a 51, so someone's losing out. Someone's definitely losing out here, I think, anyway. Another 10. Oh, no, no one does lose out. That's actually pretty good. So, oh, okay. It's nice when a plan comes together, isn't it? It really is, guys. It really is nice when a plan comes together. Lots of road connections. We probably would have had to stagger this one. Like that. And then we'll eventually create little underpass tunnels. Maybe I probably will stick a roundabout on there as this starts to get used more and more. But we've got like the alignments anyway for the roads. Got them how we want them to go. I think for this section would be a better idea to have the actual... Because we can't have roads. So instead, we'd have the bike lanes. That's a better way to kind of get connected around here. So much traffic, but again, we're moving people in like crazy, so I don't want to attempt to kind of play around with the traffic just yet. I kind of don't. But that had 300 people, now down to 200, so it comes in waves. Are people still dying? Yes, they are, Soniac. But we are slowly going through that anyway, kind of, you know, sorting everybody out. Drinking water pollution's now gone down, so there is no pollution in the water right now. So I think it's now just a case of letting the city simulate for the best part, while it slowly brings people in. Slowly get people back into the city. Let the city settle down, and then we'll see where the issues lie. We'll see where the issues lie after that point. But, yeah. Very excited for how things are going to progress moving forward. So, as we are now growing by almost 1,000 people every week, we're going to be pushing up to 120,000 very, very soon. Back to where we originally was. Already in the 117,000s right now, which is pretty crazy. A lot of zoning down right now. You can see all the grids, which you've got to put more peeps in. But I let this city kind of sort itself out, like I said. But we definitely have to think of how we're progressing forward. So for now, guys, we will end it for here. We will end it for here right now. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good